We pulling?
Hey, I'm Zax, and here's our guide to Sikron, the third boss in Nerebar Palace. This guide is brought to you by Wowhead and their brand new raid cheat sheets, which we'll tell you more about right after the boss. Also, big thank you to our supporters on Patreon. Hope you'll enjoy all the Patreon exclusive content we've got coming out this tier, like Mythic Plus guides and more. Alright, so Sikron is this blue General Grievous looking dude. He only has one phase, it's entirely single target, and you'll want a Bloodlust on pull. There are two main things you need to do in this fight. The first thing is when a few players get this red mark over their head, they need to move together toward the edge of the room and spread out a little bit from each other, because the boss casts a charge that goes through each marked person and spawns one of these shadow images where it hits each player. And the second thing is when a few players get this blue mark over their head, they need to move between the boss and some of the shadow images while staying a little spread out, because the boss casts a beam in each of their directions that destroys any of the shadow images it hits. You want the charge targets to be in the same general area because the charge puts a big dot on anyone it goes through, so you want to make it easier for everyone else to dodge it. And destroying the images leaves a bad pool on the ground for a while, so keeping them close together makes it so you don't fill the entire room up real fast. The raid will just have to rotate around the room a little bit every time the pools spawn. The images also put a stack of a short dot on the whole raid when they're destroyed, so you want to stagger destroying them as you go through the fight, because otherwise the boss destroys all the remaining images when it gets to full energy, and that does way too much damage. On Heroic, the charge from the boss also spawns a shadow image for any extra person it hits along the way, so it's even more important for everyone to dodge it. And the pools on the ground last forever, so it's more important to spawn the images in good spots. If you get the two main mechanics right, the charges and beams, there's actually not much else going on in the fight. His full energy cast does big damage to the raid that's decreased the further away you are from him, and if you're too close, he knocks you back and makes you take way more damage for a while. So everyone just has to move a bit away from him for that. There are some swirlies on the ground sometimes for everyone to dodge. And finally, the tanks have a taunt swap mechanic to deal with. The boss does a 3-cast combo, where he casts Expose twice in a row and then casts Phase Lunge. Expose does big physical damage and leaves a physical damage taken increase on the tank, and Phase Lunge does big mixed damage and leaves a damage taken debuff to the following Phase Lunge. So all the tanks have to do is use a defensive cooldown and taunt swap after the second Expose cast. And that's pretty much it. For our recaps this tier, we're excited to introduce the new Wowhead cheat sheets, a quick and easy way to get all of the key info for every boss in Nerebar Palace, including concise strategies, key assignments, and any pro tips you might need. So check out the cheat sheet link in the description. Thanks again to our supporters on Patreon. We've got a ton of Patreon exclusive content coming this tier, like extended heroic guides, mythic guides, and a bunch more. So check out that link below. See you next time.